Okay, g'day viewers. In this report I'll be talking about my Khorne army for a fun game versus Archaon and the Everchosen. Very Warcry inspired, as the Everchosen army is right out of the Varanspire. So very cool. So I can talk a bit about my list and the thoughts behind it. It's 2,000 points of Bloodlords. So why Bloodlords? Well, I've tried all the slaughter hosts, and I think I like the Bloodlords for my army, as it gives my key pieces reroll ones to wound versus heroes and monsters. I think I got that right, yeah. So the key pieces in my army, what are they? That's the Bloodthirster General, Insensate Rage. He's got the Halo of Blood that lets him fight at the start of the combat phase, and he has the command trait, which is some sort of rage thing anyway, and it gives him a 14-inch move, right? So +4 move, so it makes him super fast, and he fights at the start of the combat phase. So if he doesn't get shot off turn 1, he might do some damage. And also you can imagine using Blood Tithe to give him an extra move in the hero phase. He moves 14, and so then another 14 in the movement phase. So he's all of a sudden he's moved 28 inches and ready to charge on fight at the start of the combat phase. So that's not too bad, but that's Theory Hammer at its best there. I don't think I've ever used it, and he just end up charging 14 and getting stuck in anyway. So that's the plan with the Bloodthirster, and he rerolls ones to hit because of Locus of Fury, and he rerolls ones to wound versus heroes and monsters because of the Halo, not the Halo, just the Bloodlord's ability. The other key piece in my army usually is the Skull Cannons, the Ugly Ducklings. I've had the Skull Cannons on and off for a long time, back when they were about 160 points and they sucked. But it's nice to have some sort of ranged threat. They were really good for about a month when the book came out, and then they got nerfed by the FAQ because they were probably too good. But even now, they're 130 points and still, one of my favourite units. And they're heaps better than they were. So their War Scrolls improved since the last book, and they got cheaper, so it's all good, even if they aren't as broken as they were before when they got buffed by the Wrathmongers. But they still handy, and you might see them do something in this battle report. We'll see what happens. So you just got to look at them like they're just crappy artillery, but can move pretty fast. They can fight a bit, and they can scare monsters and characters and so on. They hit on 3s. You can, with Killing Frenzy, you can make them hit on 2s. And Locus of Fury, they're rerolling 1s to hit, and in Bloodlords they're rerolling lots of rerolls there, rerolling 1s to wound. And then the third piece that goes with the Bloodlords in this list anyway is the Demon Prince. So I'm still experimenting with what weapon to give him. But this time I'm giving him a Rune Blade on his Malefic Talons. So the extra Ren means the Talons have Ren 3, or Ren 2 or 3, whatever it is. The Rune Blade gives them, and 2 damage. So you can fight off all sorts of different types of units. I might be better off with the Sword of Judgment, but I'll try on the Rune Blade now, see what happens anyway. That's the Demonic Contingent. So all those key pieces, that's why I'm taking Bloodlords. And then the rest of the list, I'm taking good old Gore Pilgrims for the extra command point and the extra item. The core of the army is just chaff with a wall of Blood Reavers and the poor old Blood Warriors. I really hate Blood Warriors, but here they are. They're in here again. I have a love-hate relationship with them. They never really impress me with killing anything, and they usually die honourable deaths, delaying the enemy for a turn or 2 if I'm lucky. So 200 points for 10 is okay, I guess. You get the Bloodglaive then, but you can't give it to the champion anymore. It's got to be one of the plebs gets it. but you know, you can't really compare them to, you know, other units where you get like 40 models for 200 points and they kick ass, like grots or plague monks or witch elves or whatever. And nobody's scared of blood warriors. They just charge them and kill them. So what if they die and fight back? Anyway, they're there to die slowly. Hopefully they can hang around. And then the other characters, obviously, you have to take a couple of slaughter priests. They are always in a Khorne army because you have the altar, so you may as well take the slaughter priests, and they're part of Gaul pilgrims. Killing frenzy on one of them to buff the bloodthirster, or mainly to buff the cannons on turn 1, so they hit on 2s. And the bronze flesh on the other slaughter priest is so that the blood warriors die slower, and then maybe, you know, buff the bloodthirster when he's going to go across the table. Anyway, so that's it. So bloodlords with some Gaul pilgrims. That's the thoughts behind the list. You'll see me deploy with the blood reavers out front, the blood warriors behind them, and then all the faster stuff behind being buffed by 1 unit of wrathmongers and the extra range for the Bloodsecrator's banner. So that's it. Bloodlords, Gaul pilgrims. Let's see how they go. Okay, so just go through your army. So you got it's Archaon.
Yep, he's my general.
He's the general.
As he should.
And then you've got a massive unit of
6 Vanguard.
6 Vanguard.
All spears.
All with spears.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. And another 3 Vanguard.
Yep.
And then
with 2 insulted weapons and a spear.
And a spear. Yep.
My Gaunt Summoner.
Gaunt Summoner.
Gave him the Thermal Rider cloak, so he's moving extra fast.
Yeah. Okay. And then behind there,
the Blood
Stoker.
Yep.
Blood Stoker. Yep.
This is the second time I've used it.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I've got another squad of 3 Vanguard.
3 Vanguard.
All spears.
All right. So it's Archaon from the Varan Spire. It is the Bloodlords. And the general. Bloodthirster of Insensate Rage with a Halo of Blood and whatever the command ability is, gives him +4 move. 3 Skull Cannons, 10 Blood Reavers, 10 Blood Warriors, 10 Blood Reavers, 10 Blood Warriors, and the Wrathmongers, and a couple of Slaughter Priests, and a Blood Secrator hiding there back here. Alright, and the scenario is the Relocating Orb. The orb's in the middle, and so... Alright, so it's the Relocating Orb, turn 1, so we'll come back and do a recap after the movement. So turn 1, the Blood Reavers have run up here to claim the orb, and everyone else has just sort of run forward. And the Skull Cannons had a shot at Archaon over here, and he passed 2 of his saves on a 6. Yeah, so the Skull Cannons took 2 mortal wounds for that, but in revenge, the Skull Cannons rolled a 6, so Archaon took 6 wounds from the Skull Cannons, and that's it. So Khorne have just moved up, and it's the Everchosen's turn, and we score 1 point, I guess, for controlling the orb. So the Everchosen have moved up. So Varangard there, Archaon has perched himself up the top there, and these Blood Reavers, the Gaunt Summoner has come to claim the Relocating Orb, and then the Varangard here are about to charge. Okay, so which charge are you going to do first?
I'm going to do these Vanguard.
These Varangard are going to charge? Yep, okay.
So because Archaon used his command ability, they get to reroll.
Get to reroll the charge, yep, okay.
It's a 9-inch charge.
9-inch charge.
Am I in?
I'd say so, yep. Alright, so the Vanguard are in there. Into the Blood Warriors.
They charge with Archaon.
Okay.
He's going to roll big. It's a 6, so he's not going to make it.
Not going to make it, no. Can you re-roll?
No.
No, not without using the command point. No, okay. And then the Varangard need a long bomb charge.
Yep, but they get to re-roll.
Get to re-roll? They could go after the Blood Warriors up there.
You can go wherever they want.
Yeah.
Especially an 11-inch charge.
11! Oh no! Thundering hooves. Where do they want to go?
Where don't they want to
Go wherever they want.
Get me here.
Okay, the Vanguard are going in. And these guys ran, so they're not charging. So the Vanguard have got in, and the Vanguard have got in here. So which combat are you going to do first?
I'm going to do my Spear Vanguard.
Okay, the big ones?
Yeah.
Yep. Right. We'll come back and see what's left after that. The Blood Warriors attacked first here and killed one, and now the Vanguard are going to have their revenge on them. Blood Reavers, they've got one guy left, and the other Blood Reavers are all dead from that charge. So we're about to pile in over here with these Blood Warriors. Okay, so they managed to kill two of the Vanguard here, but half the Blood Warriors are dead with their respite. All these Blood Reavers are gone. All these Blood Reavers are gone, and half of these Blood Warriors are dead as well. So we got Battle Shock. So I think I will spend a command point to stop these guys running away, so I can keep them. You can't retreat or charge or anything. No, so I'm going to spend a command point from this Slaughter Priest to keep them around, and I'll do a Battle Shock test for these guys.
We'll see if you're within 10.
All right. Yep.
No.
No. Okay. So I'll take a Battle Shock test for those Blood Warriors, and I get 6. Ah, dear. I'll see how many flee. One Blood Warrior left there after that Battle Shock. I should have spent a command point. And then these guys here. And so you claim 3 victory points for holding the orb.
I do.
Okay, so then, do you want to roll to see where the orb goes? So I'm the red one, so spin it around that way. So the orb goes
1.
1. Where's 1? 1 is that little arrow. So it's going over behind your lines there.
It's going back my way.
Back your way. All right. So the orb is going to move from there over to there. Then priority roll.
Yes.
Yeah. So just roll it in here, and I got. Oh, what did I get?
I got a 1.
You got a 1, and I got a 2. I like that. I'd like seeing those things now. Yeah.
Doubled my roll.
Okay, so these Blood Warriors have retreated to get out of the way. The Skull Cannons took another shot at Archaon right up there and did another 6 wounds to him. And the Bloodthirster has moved up to get ready for a charge. So I'm going to do, the Skull Cannons are going to charge here first. And they go 3, which will be just enough to get them in. So the Skull Cannons charge. All right, I'm going to do the Bloodthirster's going to charge here. And he goes 11. Okay, so he's going to go after Archaon. So I'll come back in a second. Okay, so the Bloodthirster is a big aerial battle here. Bloodthirster there, and the Wrathmongers have got into the Gaunt Summoner, and the Skull Cannons have just made it into the Vanguard there. So I think I'll do the Bloodthirster fights at the start of the combat phase. Archaon has been slain, the Gaunt Summoner was finished off by the Wrathmongers, and then the Vanguard have dispatched one of the Skull Cannons, but there's still 4 of them left, and so it's Everchosen turn charging.
They're charging 9.
9. Oh, they can go wherever they want. Maybe into the Skull Cannons.
At least in the Skull Cannons. I was aiming for them. No. Get rid of the Skull Cannons.
Yeah. The Skull Cannons did their job. They took 6 wounds off.
I'll pull you into combat as well.
Archaon, yeah. They're in a bit of trouble. Alright, and they've just moved over there to claim the orb.
Yeah.
So the orb's there, and that's it. Combat.
I'm actually going to start with the squad of 4 Vanguard.
Oh, these ones? Yep, okay. Claim that objective to score another 3, but you're on 6. And the Skull Cannons were there, they've been killed. And so we're rolling off for priority for turn 3. Oh, you're off for the orb. Well. Yep, okay. You roll, see what you get.
The orb is going 3.
So from there, 3 it goes around over there. So it's come right over to that corner.
Right.
away from everything. So that's where the orb has gone. And then roll off for turn 3, and I get 4.
Yes, so you get 4.
So I win because you were going for the double. There's no one left over there, and we weren't quite close enough to get the objective. So we're still down 6-2, and the Varangard are fighting the Blood Warriors here. Oh, I got to do a battle shock for those Blood Warriors. They lost 2. I rolled a 1, so they're okay. So these Blood Warriors came back in. The Demon Prince finished off the last of the painted Varangard there, and the Skull Cannon was summoned and missed, and that's it. So it's your turn. End of round 3. The Varangard are left alive, but the Everchosen are still leading 6 and 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should roll on the board.
I got a 4.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, you got a 1. Okay, I'm going to let you go first. That way I can. End of turn 4, the Demon Prince and the Bloodthirster are trying to hold the orb there, and the Varangard are there. So if the orb moves over there and you claim it, you'll win. Still win after all I've done to you. Well done. Right, so the orb has moved from there and it's moved right here underneath the Varangard, and so you are winning 6-5. So if you win the roll-off, you'll win. So I get a 4.
I got a 5.
Oh no! Okay, so what are you going to do? If you take the turn, you score 1. Oh, we've got to work this out.
That way, at the very least, we tie.
Yeah. Yeah, because I need to take this off you to get 1 point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll both have 6.
And then we'll both have 6. Yeah, okay. So I need to take it to get 1 point, and then, yeah. Okay. So we've scored 1. The scores are equal. We didn't charge these guys because we didn't want the game to end. Otherwise, we would have lost, I suppose. I don't know if it ends straight away or you end at the end of the turn. I don't know. Anyway, it's 6-all. Varangard, yeah, Varangard going to charge.
Not snake eyes.
They're in. So they're going to try and kill the Demon Prince.
Yep.
The Varangard did 5 wounds to the Demon Prince, and the Demon Prince killed one of them, but there's one guy left with 1 wound. So it's all over. 6 points all. And so it's just a minor to the forces of Khorne.
Well, that was different. Yep, lousy, but different.